There's a couple of jobs I've had to do on my boat because I asked Mark, I wanted to do some of this bonding with the boat. So he said, oh, you can do the ballasting. Okay. We all know how that went. I mean, it went well, but you know, bit aches and pains everywhere. He briefed me on the battoning of the boat. And there was taping it up. Was the second job I had to do. And I don't mind doing all those mundane jobs because it gets me involved in understanding what I need to do. One of the things that I have understood at that point is when you're filming, it's great, but when you're filming and working, sometimes I lack a little bit of that. The cohesion bit has gone a little bit. So I lack a little bit of cohesion with the filming, the talking and the working. And the principal part of me being here was to bond with the boat and doing some work. So sometimes the explanation of what's been going on hasn't been the best. But as I go through the process of filming the boat build, I will expand an awful lot more on what's going on. And I think that's important, you know, for those of you that are interested, and I know some of you are, interested in doing your own boat and using my homework to help you assist you in doing various bits and bobs. Going down right now. And one of the things I spoke about last week was the home improvement due to an extra bit of funds. So I'm getting not underfloor heating but underfloor insulation, and that stops cold coming up and warm going down, which hopefully stops a little bit of condensation. I think the amount of screws in all of these boards is quite substantial. None of these boards are going to move. And there's Marcus doing all the work. Good lad. So I'm back in the boatyard after a sore back of a weekend, shoulders, arms, quads. What are those things at the back of your thighs called? Whatever they're called, they were hurting as well. And my back, if I haven't mentioned that, it took me 3 days. And I'm boosted up as of yesterday, woohoo! So everything's hopefully good for the winter. This morning I've been in from 7 o'clock, so 4:30 start. And we've taken out various bits of the boat because that's where what's going there? Taking that out because that's where the shower's going. So if the shower's there, that's my bedroom. So where I'm stood now to the door is my bedroom. Not an awful lot of space, but you know, it's a narrow boat and that's the way things go. And also, if we look down this way, bit of moving about, and that space there is a little hatch in the kitchen where it's a bit of a cool box really. Not a wine cellar, it's for fruit and veg. So, it's all about design, it's all about the drawings. Now this drawing here is purely for the battening. Let me explain. All this battening here is drilled into the framework by one of those wing screws. So as you screw it in at the back, it sort of splays out and then it just automatically breaks open. But that batten now is not glued, it is absolutely rock solid on the side of the boat. So that gives the whole framework, the battening of the framework, stability. Also, the part here where you'll see joint, the plasterboard, it's not plasterboard, it's the boarding, that's where there's going to be a joint. So that joint will be exactly the same on the opposite side. If you see there, the joint bit. And also, it will run from there, across the top and down. The bottom part of this frame, of this batten, is fixed. And the height is fixed by 10 mil above the work surface. They know that the work surface it's already set, it's going to go underneath here and it's going to fit snugly. Underneath here, there's sufficient gap for the wiring to go underneath. So that's going to act as a little bit of a tunnel, little bit of a place to put the wire in. It's all done. I can't remember the words. It doesn't matter how hard you try as a boat builder, that is never going to be 100% square. So what Mark does is he fits that out with some spacers. And that way, when they come to put the board on there, there's no messing about with trying the right angles to make sure it's absolutely square. All that homework is done right at the very beginning. So there's a good foundation with the battening. There's a good foundation to make sure that that is completely squared off. The roof bars. You'll notice on the roof bars there's that tape is everywhere. It's identified that is where you get a little bit of condensation that forms in those roof bars. Now what would happen, or what could happen, is the condensation could drip all the way down the roof bar, that then leads on the side of the boat and then drips down. Now, one of the effects of that is that could end up creating a bit of a dirty stain on the side panel. But it's again condensation that ends up in the boat. So Mark has made sure that every one of these roof bars has been drilled out and filled with spray foam to ensure that there's no condensation can go inside the roof bar itself. What else is there? The boat looks different, doesn't it? It looks different. You can see the line down there. The battening's been done. Of course, it was painted at JSR Boats prior to leaving there on the interior. So the whole boat was sprayed, and then once it's got here, the bottom of the boat had bitumen paint on it, and then in between the frames, the joisty things, in between the frames, then there's roofing felt. The bricks are on top of the roofing felt, underfloor insulation, Bobby Dazzler. So that's what we've got, bit of underfloor insulation, Then we've got the boards on top. It looks great. So I don't think there'd be too much of an issue of this boat at this moment in time suffering from what, you know, rust, condensation. You know, the roof bows, you know, they've got insulation on the inside of those. Great. And of course there's a gap. There is a gap from where the, you know, the underfloor, the side, the under gunnel boards, there's a gap there. And there's a gap that runs all the way down each side of the boat. There's an air gap. And because the battens on top of the frames, they've been drilled in and they've been screwed in, because the screw goes all the way down, there's also an air gap running across each of the frames, going left to right, port to starboard should I say, and then bow to stern. So there's lots of air going down, circulating underneath the floorboards. And it just looks so great. And then that's it until after Christmas. So all I want to say is leave here by saying have a great Christmas, have a great New Year. I hope it all goes well for you. There might be a bit of a break over Christmas because there's, you know, I haven't got anything to film here. They've got 2 weeks off. Oh, I've got an idea though. I might need your help with it. Have a great Christmas. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for all your comments and everything that goes along with the tube. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the boat. You know, it's come on leaps and bounds in the past week. Is it this week or was it last week? 2 weeks. Anyway, time goes quickly. See you later.